most masculinity content out there, especially a lot of the Red Pill stuff, is garbage. Yes, I know this channel is called The Masculine Direction. So this might be garbage too, and that is really up to you to decide. Well, I firmly believe that us men right now are at a point where we need male role models, and
who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
And as we increasingly move to a digital world, these creators that we see actually fill the spots of these male role models. I think consuming that garbage masculinity content creates a lot of pain. These boy role models, they care mostly about controlling perception. So much of it is about how you look or how you are perceived.
This is everything you need to do to have the most attractive body so women want to sleep with you.
And not only is that completely the wrong focus, as I believe a real man starts building from within to the point that the world simply mirrors your value back to you. This, of course, is the less shiny road, right? It's not the shortcut. It's not the 1, 2, 3 steps and you're a high value man, because that doesn't fucking exist. But more importantly, and something that I think not a lot of men are aware of, is that when the content is about the perceptions of others, right? How you look, how you become more attractive, how you sleep with more women, how you increase your status. If the topic is about controlling perceptions, this allows for con man. You don't know, because guess what? He's controlling your perception. One of the two guys from Fresh and Fit, I don't know who is who. One of these guys talks about having slept with over 1,000 women. Well, first of all, weird flex, but okay. If that should in some way describe your value, then I'm missing the point completely. That seems very empty and shallow to me. Secondly, looking at the guy and how he can hardly articulate a sentence or bring something meaningful across the table, I wonder how he would have slept with 1,000 women, right? So, con men. These con men that are talking about how you can be perceived as a more high value man or be more attractive or sleep with more women or all this shiny object stuff. These men are conning you as well. So while it is already a bad function, these men are also conning you, because most likely they're not living the lifestyle. It's just one shitstorm, trying to be perceived as more attractive or valuable or all these things. In my opinion, a real man focuses on his own growth and lets the outer world dictate his value, which will always be a natural reflection of him and of the meaningful work he does. Secondly, and this really grinds my gears, is all the black and white stuff. The if, then this.
Any woman that makes you wait for sex, the sex is never worth the wait.
Cheat on good men.
She is not yours, it is just your turn.
If you met your girl at a club, she's going to cheat on you. If you don't make at least 10K a month, you cannot keep a woman, because every woman that exists in this world and will leave you when they get the chance. Right? To still say in this point in time where men and women are becoming more conscious, to still say that only the reptilian part of our brain is still working and that only the biology is true, right? The if, then, and I think a much more sophisticated and interesting way to go about your masculine journey is to learn about philosophy, dive into the spiritual side of masculinity and of relationships, learn about the gray, because the world is subjective. The world is gray. There is no black and whites, and these black and whites can make you such a limited and boring character. It constantly thinks in these binary ways of like, oh, if I see my girl doing this, then regardless of the fact that she is an amazing person and ticks all these boxes, does this one thing, then you think of that video you watched where this guy presented this black and white truth that your girl is now gonna leave you just because that dude got hurt one time. It just simply limits you. The world is one big pool of gray. Yes, there are patterns. You should be aware of these patterns. And I'm not saying that all the red pill stuff and hypergamy and these things aren't true, because yes, they are true. They are factors that fit in the gray. There's just much more interesting schools of thought that allow you to understand the gray and navigate the gray better as a man. That will simply allow you to be a better man. And then thirdly, a big one as well that causes, I think, a lot of problems.
You need to literally assume that you can be single the next day.
Most of that content, again, about attracting women and money and status and hierarchy and all this shit, it is based in fear, not in love. And true masculinity is based in love, because a real man does what is loving. He doesn't state his boundaries because he serves his ego. No, he states his boundaries to protect the relationship for two people. He operates always from a place of love. And that takes courage, that might take vulnerability, and consuming fear-based content. You will lose her. She will choose someone else. You must outcompete other men to feel valuable. If you take that content in, how that will manifest itself, you might become fearful. You might become resentful. And this is something I see and I've heard a lot. Constantly think of that content as they're dating women, as they're trying to make money. They start to compare themselves more and more. It simply doesn't serve you. And I think you should watch out for it. I'm very curious about how you think. So let me know in the comments. If you're still watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just letting you know, currently 2 spots open to work with me. And that's about it for now. See you in the next one.